Hello, everyone. I'm waiting for Marina. Happy Valentine's Day to those of you who celebrate. Sending lots of love your way, of course. Here we are. She has joined. Let's get her on screen here. Hi, Marina. Let's see if we can get her on. I'm going to invite you again, Marina. We'll see if that works. I just sent an invite, so fingers crossed. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Happy Valentine's Day. I don't know if you celebrate, but sending you love anyway.
Sending you love too. And of course, I cannot see you. This is so frustrating.
Love-hate relationship with
I know. It's fine.
technology.
It gives me an excuse to watch the replays just so that I can see the cards that you pulled. It's fine.
All right. Well, hi everyone. Thanks for being here. And if you're catching it on the replay, we love to have you here, of course. Today is the 14th, and Marina and I are going to jump in. My name is Annette. I am a radical liberation coach for women. I do intuitive readings and just all kinds of stuff. So anyway, that is my business, Valkyrie Intuitive, and I'm here to share the tarot with you. And Marina is here to share as well. So go ahead, Marina, and introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Marina. I live in France. I'm French. And I am a coach. I'm also a very intuitive. So I offer energetic healings, and I'm a certified masseuse. So I weave all of this into my practice. And I also create jewelry and other ritual objects. And I love doing these readings with you, Annette. It's always so much fun. And today I asked in my stories a little bit of help from my community so that they would help me pick the deck for today. And it was the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. So it's going to be lots of fun.
Awesome. Do you want to go ahead and jump in, or do you want me to go?
I can start if that's
Sure.
okay with you. That's good.
Go for it. I had to fix my picture frame in the background because if anybody is a little OCD like me, that's going to drive me bananas.
Well, it's not because I can't see it, unfortunately, but it's okay.
Okay. All right. I think
so I'll let
go ahead.
you do this, and I'll get started. So for today, I wanted to use the excuse of Valentine's Day to do something around self-love and welcoming an aligned partner, which means that I asked the deck, how can you love yourself first in the best possible way so that maybe, if that's your choice, you can welcome someone into your life that will allow you to be the best version of yourself in a relationship, and that will be a healthy relationship. So as usual, I pulled 3 cards, and I invite you to close your eyes, breathe deeply, get back into your body, ask for your ego to step aside, call all of your energy back home, and just ask, what is today's message for me? Is it the one from card number 1, the one from card number 2, or the one for card number 3? And when you're done, you can open your eyes. So the first card I pulled was the one of the buffalo. I don't know if you can see it properly. And it's associated to a very grounded and earthly energy. And it's very interesting when you look at it in terms of relationships, because when the energy is aligned, this buffalo will help you to be grounded and to feel secure with your partner. But first, what you need to do is to find this safety in yourself. And usually, when you're not feeling safe, you tend to be either restless, like you can't stay in one place at once because it's too hard. And it may feel like you want to jump out of your skin. And the first thing that you are invited to do, if this is the one that you picked, is to think of the ways that you can find peace inside of your body and find acceptance, and not something that you're faking, but really be okay with this vessel of yours that you chose when you came to this earth, so that it could be I can't find the right word for it, but like this lighthouse that spreads light, and that you can only call in the right people. But for that, you need to be okay with yourself first. And the buffalo invites you to really find a way to anchor yourself, to be grounded. If you picked card number 2, it's an interesting one. It's the one of the fire ant. So from the fire energy, of course. If you pick this one, when you are in an imbalanced energy, whether it is with yourself or in a relationship, it will manifest itself through gossiping, through looking for fights, being in this very angry energy. So what I wrote down was that if you find a way to keep these very strong and polarized energy in check, this will give you a fire that warms you up instead of a fire that will burn the house to the ground. And for that, first and foremost, you need to release the anger, the frustration, and that feeling of injustice that you may feel sometimes when you feel that you're being misunderstood. So one of the core wounds that you may have to look at is one of injustice. Where do you feel neglected? When have you felt neglected? Maybe as a child, or misunderstood, or like your word wasn't really being heard. And find a way to give this to yourself first, because that way, if you find a way to express yourself and feel like you're being heard and trust that what you say is fair, then you can welcome other people, whether it's in friendships or loving relationships, that will respect you, and you will not need this angry energy to feel like it's a fire building. I don't know if it makes sense, but sometimes some people need the anger and the fire, but they try to find it in the wrong places. So try to find this inner fire, the one that is bringing you peace first. If you pull the third card, it's the one of the starfish. And this one is from the water energy. And when it's aligned, it's like this beautiful energy, this very artistic, this flowy energy. But when it's misaligned, it tends to show up in a very shallow and superficial way. So this one invites you to be very critical of yourself, to be very honest with yourself, and look at the ways that you try to focus on very superficial elements in relationships and in yourself, and see how you can come back to a more aligned way of looking at the world. And then the people who will come to you will not love you for your exterior, but for this vibrant and brilliant being that you are. But again, in all of these free cards, the first thing you need to do is recognize this in yourself first so that other can recognize it in yourself later. And that's what I have for today.
Oh, that's beautiful, Marina. Thank you so much. Yeah, mine's a little different, but maybe connected. Could be connected to, you know, I don't know. I think there's a connection to the three different ones, but I use the tarot. I guess I wanted to say in different ways. And the first card that I pulled, and I thought about this, I'm like, do I reveal this or not? And I'm just going to go for it because there's a reason, right, that it came through. So
I'm sure.
I use, I've been using this deck, this golden foil kind of tarot. You can see it, but it's actually quite beautiful, but it's incredibly slippery. And so when you use it, cards can just fly out of the deck. Well, that's what happened with this one. And it is the Tower card. Okay. However, it's reversed. So I don't know if you can see it. Okay. And I have to say, so when you look at this card, if it was upright, you can see there's a lot, these people are jumping out of the tower. There's a lot of destruction and, you know, there's a lot of chaos, right? And a lot of people kind of talk around this card as, you know, this kind of death and destruction kind of card. For me, I feel, particularly when it shows up like this, reversed, that you're avoiding disaster. You're avoiding, you know, this, you know, big chaotic kind of moment. And it really becomes more about an internal transformation, an internal upheaval, if you will. And from that internal upheaval comes, you know, change, comes transformation. But you have to go through that in order to get to the other side. And so obviously, as this relates to love, it could mean that, hey, we need to take a step back and really connect to, you know, a deeper sense, right? A deeper sense of ourselves and do our own nurturing and our own, just nurturing is the word that it keeps coming up for me. And we have to be able to fill our cup first before we can fill anyone else's. And so this idea that we have to go through this internal change, if there are things that it's divine timing, right? If it happens on Valentine's Day, it happens on Valentine's Day. There's nothing that we can stop. And so part of this is stepping into that and standing in our own intuitive knowledge and our own transformative kind of space. And so that's what this card says to me. And then the next card I pulled was the Page of Wands, which again, if you look at this card, and I wrote some notes down, so that came through because I really want to make sure that I get this across. If you look at this card, you see the page, and the pages in the tarot are very much about delivering messages, right? They're like the emissaries of messages. And for wands is all about the element of fire, action, like, you know, ideas and passions and all of these things. And so this, if you look in the background, I mean, he's a very jaunty, happy fellow. He's got his wand, his one wand here, and it's sprouting little leaves. I mean, there's just a lot of beauty to this card. I mean, there's not a care in the world for this fellow, right? And so this is all about the idea of inspiration, of ideas, of discovery, and this idea of limitless potential. Like there's a free spirit here, and that's connected to this reversal of the tower, because if you go through this, if you march through this dark tunnel that you are starting, right? This change that you are initiating inside, you have the world at your feet. I mean, who wouldn't want that, right? Then I chose the Page of Cups, which is also another messenger. However, this one was reversed. And so when we have a reversal in any card, I mean, this particular one, you can look at this guy here. And again, he's got the ocean in the background. He is holding a cup with a fish in it. Okay. And so, but when you reverse it, the fish is falling out of the cup, right? So this is really about, you know, the Page of Wands is really about all of these ideas that are present for you, right? This, you know, yes, I see the alchemist word, and absolutely, alchemy is a part of the Wands suits. But this one is, you know, you're having that doubting. You're doubting your intuition. You're doubting these. Maybe you have some creative blocks. Maybe there's someone in your life that has this emotional immaturity, right? But it is about also new ideas. And so embracing your belief, your self-belief, embracing your, you know, this process of having all of these beautiful ideas at your feet and believing in yourself to go forward after this transformation of the tower moment is where we're at right now. That's what's happening in this reading. And then as a confirmation card, I drew da-da-da, the Ace of Swords. Okay. Now, again, woo, I mean, this is a great card, right? This is confirmation that, you know, you're jumping into having this breakthrough. You're jumping into new ideas and having this mental clarity and in general, just success. I mean, powerful, 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 powerful. So whatever you take away from this, whether this be your lens of your own personal transformation, which again, the reversal of the Tower card is, it could be, you know, a transformation in a relationship. It could be transformation in your business, or, you know, anything that has to do with this fiery kind of stepping out into the world. So that is what I have for you guys. And just for fun, I'm in Arizona, and so I had my birthday recently, and I went up to Sedona. Sedona is a pretty magical place. And I went off the beaten path, and I ended up finding a beautiful deck called the Mystic Art Medicine. And it's their tarot card. I mean, I'm sorry, their oracle cards. And these were done by, I think her name is Cheryl Lynn. Oh gosh. Well, I'll remember her name here. Anyway, she is an amazing artist that lived up in Sedona, was very connected to the community up there. And her paintings are all over the place. She went to Europe and she painted there. And this is kind of a way for us to get connected to her work. She made an oracle deck, and they're filled with a lot of medicine, right? Medicine from the land, medicine from Native American practices, and her medicine, which she was also a healer. And yeah, anyway, so I sat with this for a little bit after I got this tarot reading. And the first card that I pulled is called Discernment. And I know, Marina, you can't see it, but it is a painting of Geronimo. Geronimo was a Native American leader, and in this particular painting, he's sitting here and reflecting as he stares into the fire. And you can see in the deep, you know, wrinkles on his face, you know, all of these things in life that he has been through, all of this, this elder wisdom, if you will. And, you know, the things that he's been through in terms of sitting and staring into the fire and discerning what needs to be done for his people, for the highest good, and all of these things. And so this word, discernment, talks about stopping and feeling into your heart. To stop and feel into your heart, because it has an innate compassion. It has this innate knowing, right? This beautiful intuition that needs to be accessed by you, and only you. Only you can tap into that innate wisdom in your heart. And so this is a card that invites you to take a moment and stare into that fire so that you can step out, right, from your tower moment onto this path of, having the world. And I don't know, for me, it was a powerful.
On my side, you're cutting off. I don't know if it's me or if it's you.
Heart is a beautiful message for today, for Valentine's Day, because it really is a connection to the idea of filling your cup first and creating the life that you want, so that you can share that with others that you love and you want to be a part of your life. So that's what I have for you.
That's beautiful. You were cutting off on my side, on my end for a moment, so I may have missed something that you said. But what I wanted to add was that with your tarot reading, I felt like you were giving us the tough love we needed on this Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really feel like it was something that you shouldn't have said. Like, thank you for sharing these, because all of them really had some deep truth. And as usual, they invite us to look at the shadow in order to heal and move forward and go to a much lighter version of ourselves. So thank you for these.
Yes, you're welcome. And I did feel very called to talk about this, because I think sometimes, on these holidays that are a lot made up, right, for us, for whatever you want to call it, could be marketing, could be, I know they come from a very, from Cupid and Eros and all of those gods from Greek and Roman and all of these times. But I will say that in our day and age today, it's turned into a lot different kind of ideas, right? A lot of marketing ideas. And so sometimes this day can be incredibly hard for a lot of people who are single, who are going through maybe a difficult divorce, maybe who are, struggling with all kinds of things in their relationships. And it's not a happy day, right? It can be a lens onto those difficulties, right? And so I just want to encourage you to and let you know and support you that you're not alone if you're feeling that. You're not alone. And it's okay to go through this internal, chaos in some ways, in order to get through to the other side and create this life that you desire. So I just want to emphasize that for you. If you need to go out and buy yourself flowers and
Thank you, Miley.
eat a pint of chocolate ice cream, go for it. If that's how you need to nurture yourself today, you do that, because this is about you. This is all relationships are about you anyway. So take this time to embrace that, I guess, is what
And as usual, we didn't talk prior to these readings, but I think that we were on the same brainwave, because from what I feel from your readings and what my intention was, it was really to tell you how important it is to find the resources in yourself, to find the strength to be loved for who you are, and anything less than that is not worth it. And I think that in a way, in our very different approaches, we shared that with you today. It's always difficult when we come to celebrations because they are the people for whom it's a very happy time, but it can also unveil some very deep wounds. And for those who are suffering on days like this, my intention was really to share with you that the first step toward aligned friendships, aligned loving relationships, and family love is to find the love for yourself first. And it's a challenge for all of us. It's not easy for anybody. It doesn't come naturally. It's easier when you come from an environment where love was flowing and adults taught you how to love yourself. But if you didn't have that kind of upbringing, it's a challenge. And the messages that we shared today were really meant, I think, to help you in that regard. And I hope it did. So if you feel like sharing anything with us, of course, our DMs are open and we love talking about these with you. And thank you for taking the time, of course.
Yes, and just sharing, our love of, connecting, right, to the divine intuition and sharing that with you because, we need to make this a regular practice. You have all you need to connect as well. And so by doing this, for me, particularly the tarot, is to allow you space to be calm and comfortable with it. So that when you do get a card like the Tower card that everybody, generally talks about as this big scary thing, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you take what you need from that. I mean, for me, I don't take anything from that. I listen to what I need from this. And I can see the beauty in this card because there is transformation. I mean, transformation. And it has fire alchemizing these things. So much of this journey for us is about ups and downs. It is not, this whistling a happy tune every single day and skipping through the woods. It's just not that way. And when we have these holidays, as Marina said, 100% Marina, when we have these holidays, it can be very difficult for some. And I see you if that is how you are feeling. But I also know that you can, and you have the ability, the discernment, right? You have this discernment to step out of it, feel it, let it move through you, be done, and move forward, even if it's just one small step.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I'm sending you so much love today. And Marina, to you too. I love you so much, my darling.
Yes.
All of you.
I'm so happy every time. Thank you so much. Well, we can't wait to do this again. And we hope that you have a wonderful day on either side of the Atlantic. We love you.
All right. Both sides. We're here for you.
Yes.
Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And if you have to enjoy that pint of chocolate ice cream, go for it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.